Hi everyone, Harris here with iDownload Blog. So a quick story time. I put my SIM card in the iPhone SE as soon as I got it from Apple, and I used it for about 2 months every day. And then I switched back to my iPhone 11 Pro 256GB, which is about 3 times the cost of this, and I felt a little nostalgia. I missed the iPhone SE in several distinct ways, and that was kind of a crazy experience for me. So in this video, I want to talk about the iPhone SE and how it is the safest iPhone you can buy right now and why I love it, but also some of its downfalls. And this video is presented by the Stick Company, makers of incredible and versatile stands for your iPhone and other products. Let's go ahead and get started first with the things that I don't like. So the first thing that I don't like about the iPhone SE is that it's actually not that small. So it is the smallest iPhone that you can buy right now. So that's its immediate benefit. But a lot of the appeal of the original iPhone SE was that it was genuinely a small phone. I don't have big hands, but this phone was still small for me. The iPhone SE does have a small screen, 4.7 inches, but it also has big bezels. And this combines for a phone that's only a little bit smaller than the iPhone 11 Pro. Now, it is a lot lighter, which does go a long way, and I appreciate that. And it's definitely smaller and fits in the pocket easier. And if you're comparing it to a device like the 11 Pro Max, there's a huge difference, but it's not actually a tiny phone. And for people that really are most interested in a small phone, they're gonna be a little disappointed about the size comparison between the original iPhone SE and the second generation iPhone SE. So that's my con number one. Secondly is that it brings back Apple's battery game to 2017, 2018. So as of late, phones have been getting a little bit thicker from Apple with better battery technology as well. So my iPhone 11 Pro will last a full day, the 11 Pro Max will last a day or two, as with the iPhone 11. But this phone is going to need to be charged throughout the day. It's got a smaller battery, and if I'm taking it off the charger at 8 a.m., I'm going to be charging it between probably 4 and 9 p.m., which depending on your usage, that's not a bad day at all. If you get home from work or school or whatever, you just throw it on the charger. But if you're taking this to a concert or something and you haven't charged it throughout the day, it's most likely going to be dying on you. If you're watching a lot of TikTok, taking a lot of Snapchat videos, listening to music, using GPS, stuff like that, this phone's going to die pretty quickly. Now, there are a couple remedies for it and a couple things that kind of make up for it. It does support wireless charging, so you can always throw it on a cheap wireless charger. My current favorite is this one from Moco that's got an Apple Watch charger on one side and the iPhone charger on the other, and it's thin and portable. Satechi also has a great one that I've been using recently that's a 3-in-1, and I'll leave these linked down in the description. What you can also do is get a Lightning to USB-C charger, the same one that comes with the iPhone 11 Pro. And with this, you can plug it into your iPad Pro or a MacBook Pro that has USB-C, or you can get a cheap USB-C charger from Amazon and boost your charging speeds for this phone. So those are a couple ways to kind of make up for the battery on this phone, or of course a battery case. So those are all options that make this kind of subpar battery a little bit more manageable. It's not a deal breaker because of these solutions, but battery life just isn't what it is on the more expensive phones, which does make sense. Now, before we get to the good parts of the phone, I just want to talk about the sponsor of this video, which is the Stick Company. So they make crazy cool stands and mounts for your iPhone. So the foundation of these stands is a simple magnet that you can adhere to the back of your phone, or you can just slide it underneath a case if you don't want to use the adhesive. Then you have a full range of super strong magnetic mounts. So this one has a rubber wire that goes around it, and you can shape it however you want. You can turn it into a stand for your desk, or wrap it around a pole, or have it upside down hanging. They also have a suction cup option, so you can put this on a guitar, or a refrigerator, or a wall, or a table, and that's super convenient. You can also get something like a watch strap to put it around a pole. Whatever you do, it's super versatile and allows you to put your phone pretty much anywhere, which is what's so beautiful about it. And all you have to do is put on this thin little magnet that'll adhere to your phone, or you can put it underneath a case, and it's awesome. You can check the link in the description if you want to learn more about the Stick Company. Okay, but the first thing that I like about this phone is its design. And I find it very refreshing. I think that's the word that describes it best. It's nice to have a phone that fits my pocket without much bulge. It's nice to have a phone that fits in a lot more compartments in my car. It's nice to have a phone that just doesn't take up as much space on my desk, and to be able to reach all the corners and hold it in one hand and all these things. I find that I'm slightly less tempted to use it all the time. I find that it just kind of simplifies my tech experience, which I like. I find it refreshing. The build quality is very good, aluminum and glass. It's high quality. It is slippery though, so if you have your phone on an angled surface, it's probably going to slide off. So I would recommend a case for this. The one I've been using is this wallet case from Spec. You can fit a few cards in here, so I'll have my ID and a credit card and then some cash, and it keeps it slim and protected, so that's my case of choice, but there's lots of great ones out there. And even if this isn't as small as the original iPhone SE, the fact that it is smaller means that it is more portable, less of a distraction, fits into pockets more easily, all of those great things that come with a smaller phone, and I am here for it. Secondly, this phone is fast. You can criticize the iPhone SE for whatever you want, but you can't criticize its performance. You may have heard the headline that this $400 iPhone outperforms every single Android phone on the market. Now, of course, that's subject to change because Android phones are constantly being updated, but the fact that that was said at all, much less just a couple months ago, is crazy. If you buy this phone, you're getting the newest processor from Apple, and it's going to compete with its more expensive brothers, and that's incredible. You don't have to worry about performance this year or next year, or hopefully not even the year after that if you're buying this budget phone. It's got really good performance, and day-to-day operations are a breeze. It's excellent, and that's not going to be something holding you back. Next, it has iOS 13, and it's going to be getting iOS 14 and 15, and hopefully iOS 16. Apple does a great job, much better than its Android counterparts, of keeping security updates and big software overhauls on its older and cheaper devices. This will be updated pretty much as long as the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro will, so you don't have to worry about it going out of style in terms of software. This thing will be kept up to date. Next is the camera, and I think of this pretty similar to how I think of the Pixel 3a. So it's got a single camera system on the back on this budget phone. So it doesn't have wide angle, doesn't have the 2x zoom, which personally I'm okay with, but it really focuses on a good software experience. And Apple's putting their best software in here to try to get you the best photo and video quality possible. And it really does keep up with most of the phones that are more expensive than this. It doesn't keep up with something like the iPhone 11 Pro, but that's okay because for this price point, it's going to give you great images and good video. You can get 4K video on the back, you can get slow-mo, panorama, time-lapse, all this stuff. On the front, you can't get 4K front-facing video, which is a little bit disappointing for vlogging and stuff like that. It maxes out at 1080p, but it's still a good option, and for this price point, it's pretty solid, and I personally can't complain about the photo and video on this iPhone SE. Now, it's important to note that portrait mode only works with faces and people as subjects, and also the iPhone SE does not support night mode for getting great pictures in dark environments. And then it's got Touch ID, which again, it's kind of refreshing to go back to Touch ID after a while. The tactile satisfying click, as well as unlocking the phone while it's away from your face and you're not looking at it. Especially good for when you're wearing a mask outside and things like that. So it's got its pros and its cons versus Face ID, but it is here, of course, with the iPhone SE. You also have water resistance with it. Not as good water resistance as you're going to find on its more expensive siblings, but water resistance on a lower end device like this is really good to see and a great security measure. So ultimately, the iPhone SE is not for power users. If I'm going on vacation, I'm probably going to be wanting a phone with a bigger screen and better battery and better and more cameras. But if I'm on a budget or I just want a simpler experience, this gives me that, and I think it would give you that too. So I don't think you should be worried about the iPhone SE if you opt for it. It's a great buy and it's a great price. I think Apple did a really good job with this phone. It's not perfect, but it definitely gets the job done. So I'm curious to know your thoughts of the iPhone SE. Leave those down below. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and then don't forget to check out the Stick Company for awesome stands, mounts, adapters for your mobile devices. Thanks for watching.